Do you want to summon the weather at your fingertips, like Storm from the X-Men? Or would you rather throw around boulders that Chris Redfield can't punch? Or would you rather summon wolves and bears by your side, an army of grisly fun? Then the Druid is for you. Welcome everyone, my name is Rusty Pilover, ginger streamer, professional high-pitched screamer, entertainer extraordinaire, and today we are going to discuss 5 potential builds for the Druid of Diablo 4. Now a little bit of background about the Druid. The last time the Druid was in any Diablo game was in Diablo 2, in the expansion Lord of Destruction, and it hosted quite a variety of skills that you could do. Specifically your fire tree, which allows you to cast volcano, which is pretty cool, fissure, molten boulder, those kind of things, or you could go down the summoner tree, which allows you to summon wolves, bears, creepers, and oak sages, which allows you to heal up your party and all those kind of things, and also allows you to transform into bears and wolves irrespectively. Werewolves and werebears, if you want to be real technical about it. You could also have the Tempest Druid, which would allow you to summon the storms of the world. But now we didn't see any druids in Diablo 3, and luckily Blizzard led with revealing the druid for Diablo 4 upon announcing Diablo 4, and that obviously sparked a lot of excitement. But what potential builds can we see out of the druid in Diablo 4? First, let's take a look at the skills of the druid. Now bear in mind, Diablo 2's druid could permanently transform into a bear or a werewolf. In Diablo 4 that will not be the case. Once shapeshifted, the druid remains in that form for 3 seconds or until a different action forces them to shapeshift again. The 3 forms are human, werebear, and werewolf. So unfortunately we are not going to be able to fully transform into a bear or a werewolf the entire time, which I think is a little bit of a detriment to the druid. I mean, it's something that they've learned and crafted over many years to fully control and fully be cognizant in this form. However, we don't know upon the release if the Paragon board for the druid will allow you to stay in that form either a little bit longer or permanently. So take this with a grain of salt that some of these builds will change upon release, but we're going to look at 5 potential builds for the druid. In the druid skills, we have Earth Spike, Shred, Storm Strike, Maul, Wind Shear. That is your basic skills. Under the spirit skills, we've got Pulverize, Landslide, and Tornado. Under your defensive, you've got Cyclone Armor, Earthen Bulwark, Trample, Debilitating Roar, and Ravenous Bite. Under Wrath, you've got Hurricane and Boulder. Under Companions, you've got Wolves, Ravens, and Vine Creeper. And under your ultimate, you've got Cataclysm, Grizzly Rage, and Petrify. You can obviously go and look at the talents for yourself. I will leave a link in the description below, as well as the pinned comments. You can go and look at the talents for yourself and try and get a better understanding of what the talent tree is going to look like and how it will build into these builds. And remember, these are only potential builds. Once Diablo 4 releases, we will deep dive into actual builds as we play along the game to help you decide what you really want to do with your druid. That being said, this is a theory crafting series, so we're going to be theory crafting, and I want to know from you, what out of these skills is really speaking to you as a druid player? Are you going to be more on the offensive, on the defensive? Are you going to control nature? Are you going to control boulders? What are you going to do? Number 1, Weatherman. When I say Weatherman, I'm talking about using things like Tornado, like your Hurricane Strikes, anything that has to do by controlling the weather. This will allow the druid to obviously do quite a bit of AoE damage, and I think this is where a lot of people are catering towards the druid from the gameplay shown, is that the Weatherman build is going to allow you to summon down lightning strikes from your tornadoes. And I believe how it will build into it is if some of your talents allow you to do thunder strikes throughout tornado, you summon a tornado and then bam, lightning strikes everywhere. That is really going to be your Weatherman build. You control the weather, you control the flow and ebb of the battlefield, And the thing about the Weatherman build is it is dependent on which biome you are in. So the Weatherman build might not work as well in a desert biome, where it might work better in like a swamp biome where the rain is always going to be there. Take a pinch of salt with the Weatherman build, but I think it could be pretty cool controlling thunderstorms and tornadoes and all kinds of things, hurricanes at your beck and call into that kind of thing. Number 2, the summoner build. Now I know I'm talking about a necromancer build here, but the druid used to also have a lot of summons with it. You've got ravens, you've got vine creepers, you've got wolves, you've got bears. I don't see any bears in the current skill tree of the druid, so we're going to scratch bears out, but wolves are obviously part of the druid's kit, as well as vine creepers and ravens, and you could possibly build quite a few things around your summons, making them stronger, making them do possibly poison damage. We don't know what the summons will do just yet, but that would be pretty cool to see an army of Mother Nature just side by side wolves around you, whether you want to transform into a wolf or a bear. That's up to you, but the summoner build is going to possibly be a viable build for the druid, and that might lead into maybe cross-classing into perhaps another build that will help your summons do the thing and you be tanky, which brings us to number 3, the tanky bear build. This did not really work so well in Diablo 2. From what I see with the skills, you could make it work. Now, obviously, you're not going to stay in bear form for more than 3 seconds unless the Paragon board or the talent trees allow you to do that. However, it is pretty cool to see that you could be a tanky bear and let your summons do the work, unless you just want to be a tank. You can do that. That's the beauty of these builds. Number 4, Boulder Smash. There's a lot of things that you can do here. Now, you could obviously go the Earth build with this. Earth Spike, Earthen Bulwark, Boulder. Now, Boulder, coming from the Molten Boulder, obviously doesn't have the fire, but from the gameplay shown, the Boulder looks really, really strong. You can deal with a whole bunch of AoE damage, and the beauty of it is it does seem to keep the entities on the boulder as it rolls right up until the boulder crumbles. Now, I like a little bit of aesthetic with my stuff, and I love that the developers of Diablo 4 have made it so that the boulder keeps the enemy on, and as the boulder breaks, the blood and the guts fall off. I love that kind of thing. But the Boulder Smash build does look like it could be something really good, and if it's not the Boulder Smash build, it's going to be the Earthen build. Number 5, Rabid Striker. From what I see, quite a few of the skills allows you to get in there. A lot of the melee sort of build for the druid is here. You've got Ravenous Bite, you've got Maul, you've got Shred. So you can go into that Rabid Striker build where the faster you hit, the more damage you apply, the different types of attrition damage you can apply to the druid. Now, the Rabid Striker does seem to be a little bit more my style. I don't know about you, but it does seem like a lot of that is catered towards the druid, getting in and out, doing a whole bunch of damage, smacking with claws and with bites, and really applying a whole bunch of attrition damage. And if that leaks over to your summoner, I honestly feel like the druid could possibly be a very stacked character, and I'm hoping that it'll be one of the favored classes to play. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do let me know what your favorite druid build is going to be down in the comment section below. And if you have not checked out my previous video on the rogue, 5 potential rogue builds, is right up here. So please go and check that out if you haven't yet. And let me know, what's your favorite class going to be? What kind of druid are you going to play? What skills are you looking forward to in the druid? What are you not looking forward to from the druid? If you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video next week, where we're going to be covering the sorceress. Until then, everyone, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in Sanctuary.